enhancing how you look naturally, that is not a problem. Completely changing how you look for somebody else's validation, the problem. Stop letting these people take your spirit. Take it back. Hey Key Club, welcome back. And if you're new here and not part of Key Club, get yourself a key card and join Key Club. It's the best club on the internet. I don't make the rules, and I promise you I'm not lying to you. I be lying sometimes, but not this time. So subscribe, please. You press subscribe, you get a key card, you in Key Club, you're part of the best club on the internet, and you're the best person in the world. Period, point blank. With that being said, let's get into a truth that is not talked about enough. Sometimes that natural beauty routine, that glass skin routine, that curly hair routine, that exfoliation routine, sometimes it's not natural. Sometimes we just trying to hide an insecurity. Let's talk about it. We all have a look that we love, and we all have a look that we know is trending. That clear glass skin, that slick back curly bun, the dewy skin, the whatever core, it's all a moment. It's all what we love. But do we love it, or do we just not like us? The dewy skin, the no makeup, it looks effortless. But if you're spending the majority of your time trying to look effortlessly perfect, that is not self-care. That is you masking your insecurities. That is you saying you're not good enough in your natural state, so you need to fit into somewhere else so that you can be accepted by people that don't even live in your skin. Y'all are spending hours, days, weeks at a time pressuring yourself to look like somebody who doesn't even know who you are. Who doesn't even know. You're impressing the Instagram girlies, and the Instagram girlies don't know you. They know whoever you put on the internet. So if you show that you love yourself, they're gonna love that. And if they don't love that, bye, cut them off. I tell you that all the time. Choose you over anybody every single time, because they're gonna choose them. You're the only one not choosing you. Everybody else is choosing them. Choose you. Social media, marketing, advertising, all of that stuff is based off of emotional intelligence. It is putting you in a position to feel like you're lesser than. They do it all the time, and they're getting you. Why are you exfoliating 7 times a week? That doesn't make any sense. Sometimes your skin has texture. That is natural. That is okay. Sometimes your hair is going to have a rough day. It's not going to have a bad day. Don't ever call your hair bad. But it's going to have a rough day. Sometimes you would do a curly, the curly coils. You'll do wash and go. Then you go outside and it's humid. And your hair frizzes up. And you're going to wear it the next day. You don't need to put in no new curling cream and this mousse and that gel to fix it. There's nothing to fix. Your hair is doing what it does. Stop putting in more time and effort to look perfect than you are to look like yourself. Because you in your own skin is perfect if you see it that way. But if you don't see it that way, you're going to spend hours, days, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars trying to figure out that perfect look. Trying to fit into that aesthetic look. And let me tell you something about aesthetic. It's overrated. It trends, it comes, it goes. But you're from the moment you're born to the moment you die. You gotta be the moment. Every single waking moment of your life, which means that one of you is an icon. One of you is the moment. Let's start acting like it. I have a pet peeve against y'all using natural, but you're using it as a way to mask who you are instead of being actually natural. Like, no makeup is a performative version of skin. You're not actually showing your real skin. That perfect defined curl, that is not your natural hair. That is a forced look. Like, yes, it is your natural hair because your hair curled that way, but you forced it to stay that way. You put in a lot of time, effort, and energy to make it come out that way. Whether it be you curled it, you diffused it, you put a gel on it, you wrapped it, whatever you did. But when your hair goes from what you started with to the next state, which is, the next day, I feel like the wash and go, not the wash and go, I feel like the curly hair looks better on the next day because it has a little frizz to it. Y'all don't want the frizz? Your hair frizzes up. Your hair frizzes up. It does that. Your hair being poofy It does that. Y'all be letting people look at you and be like, you gonna go outside like that? And is and what? Start with the and is and what and end it there. Let people sit in their own questions and don't ever explain who you are. You are the aesthetic. You are the moment. You are the trend. But only if you see it that way. If you don't see it that way, who gonna see you like that? Exactly. Like, stop trying to force things that are not naturally occurring. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying that you cannot do it. Every once in a while, you want to do a little something, and you want it to stay perfect for a little longer than it usually is. It is what it is. But when it becomes that you cannot walk out your house without looking perfect, when you cannot leave your house without you want to wear natural eyelash look, you want to wear a natural no makeup look to run to the deli, that is insecurity being masked under natural. Y'all are not natural. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with not being natural, but I'm saying that if you don't want to be natural, own that. Don't try to fight who you are by putting it under natural and then saying that you're natural and then you're not. Because you're not natural. And then you're feeding into the same thing that these big marketers are doing. You're making people feel insecure about things that naturally occur with them. Oh, my skin doesn't texture like that. Yes, it does. You just exfoliate 7 times a week. My skin doesn't get acne like that. Yes, it does. You just haven't seen your skin in 7 months, Samantha. Put on the natural skin and stop putting on that foundation. A lot of the time, people get so stuck in knowing their perfect look that they forget who they look like without it. They forget that when they didn't have it, they never felt this way. But because they look perfect, according to the standard that we see on the internet, according to that trendy look, they feel like they're this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. Being actually natural is a lot harder than being natural in that fake natural. Because to actually love who you are, the way that you come out, is harder than people think. Because there's things you cannot control. One day you wake up with this tiny pimple, but it becomes a big ass dark mark. Sometimes you sit there and you're just like, you feel a little dry today. Keep in mind you moisturizing it every other day or every day, whatever your routine is. Then you walk outside, there's no shine. But you gotta just eat it, because that's how you came out. That's how you look. I'm not saying you can't touch it up. I'm not saying you can't do a little 1-2, but to walk outside in the skin that you were born in the hair that comes from your roots, in the texture that you look at, in the texture that you look like, that is so hard. Because it is things you cannot change. Like, if you don't like how your no makeup came out, you can redo the no makeup to make it look like perfect no makeup. But if I don't like how my skin look, y'all see I got a dark mark on my skin right here. I don't like it, but I can't do nothing about it. That's my skin. It's gonna do what it do and it's gonna fix it when it fix it. There's no control over being actually natural. And that's what y'all are not getting and y'all are not seeing. There is no control in it. So sometimes it's not gonna look the way that you want it to look, but you still have to look at it as beautiful. That's the hard part. You still have to look at it like it's the best thing that ever happened. Because it's who you are. It's something you cannot control. Like the color of your skin. Like the hair texture that you're born with. I mean, you could change it, but you're not going to change your hair texture. You're just going to change the hair texture of the hair that's already out. Once it starts growing again, it's going to be the hair texture you were born with. It's some things you just cannot control and you have to love it anyways. When you're doing this perfect curl, glass skin, untextured skin, when you're doing all these looks, those are things you are controlling. Which means you can force yourself from the natural state you are to your natural state to look perfect. And if you don't like the perfect outcome, you can do it again and try again. That's not love. That's not self-love. That's not self-care. That is not a moment that I would ever want to drive my mental state to. I never want to feel like who I am naturally occurring in the state that I am is not perfect. Because she is. You know who I am? I'm Akita. The it girl. The #1 celeb. That is who I am. That is how I see myself. And that is why nobody can touch this skin. Because it glows. Because I am who I am. Now I know y'all looking at me like, girl, don't you have a 16-step skincare routine? Yes, I do. But I never ever once used that skincare routine to change anything about me. I never ever once used that skincare routine to change anything about me. That's the key part. My skin is naturally this skin tone. I just maintain it. My skin is naturally glowy. I mean, I do eat well, but it's naturally glowy. I just maintain it because I take care of myself inside and out, not just out. Show yourself some love, and I promise the love will always be there. But if you don't do it, nobody else gonna do it for you. And they for sure gonna try to bring you down on top of that. I'm gonna tell y'all this one good time, and I hope you're listening clearly. Just because something looks healthy does not mean that it feels healthy. You should not be obsessed with looking like something that you're not. You should not be obsessed with changing exactly who you are to fit the narrative of somebody else's perspective. You are who you are. Love who you are. Because there's only one of you. And I don't think people realize how miraculous that is, that there is only one of you. You can't be duplicated. You can't be replicated because there's only one of you. If today you want to have dewy skin and tomorrow you want to have matte skin, you can do that. Because you are the trend and you are the aesthetic. Now, some people don't like certain things about themselves. That is okay. You cannot like something about yourself but not be insecure about it. And that's where the difference lies, and that's where y'all need to find yourselves. You cannot like the dark marks. For example, my dark marks, I don't like them, but I'm not insecure. I'm not trying to cover it up. Because who gonna tell me what? I am still her. That's where y'all need to find yourselves. With that being said, I'm going to give y'all 3 ways to combat that insecure feeling, to step back into your natural and to understand that you are who you are and you are that girl, that boy, that whatever. Because there's no reason why y'all let the internet take y'all mindset too far. It's the internet. It's not even real. First of all, you need to ask yourself who you're doing it for. When you go to Sephora and you check out that serum, who you bought that for? Did you say, oh, I'm gonna get this so that my skin will look glowy and Tommy gonna like me? Or did you say, I'm actually in love with this dewy look that my skin got going on. How do I enhance it? Ask yourself, who am I doing it for? Because if you're doing it for the validation of somebody outside of you, that's not the way. Rewind. Unpack. We need to redirect our energy into maintaining the boundaries that are healthy. The boundary is, I love who I am. That's the boundary. Every action after that boundary needs to reflect back on the boundary. I'm buying this serum because I love my dewy skin and it will enhance it. I'm buying this tea because I love how I glow and it enhances it. Enhancing how you look naturally, that is not a problem. Completely changing how you look for somebody else's validation, the problem. Are y'all following? The problem is not that you want to enhance who you are. And the problem is not even covering up some things because sometimes you feel like, I don't want that to show. Like, for example, on your wedding day. Some people don't want that. Like me, I would not want this dark mark showing on my wedding day. I'm putting some makeup on. But if I'm running to the street real quick to go say hi to the deli man and get me a sandwich, what am I covering up? Who am I impressing? I'm impressed with myself every day. Who am I impressing outside of me? Ask yourself these questions and I promise you will find the right answer every time. If you buying that product because Sydney said, I hate when girls, you need to recenter. You need to find who you really are. Let's not follow through with the impression that I'm doing this for that person. Let's follow through with, I love when my skin, I love when my hair, I love when my toes and buy things from that love. Don't buy things from an insecurity. I hope y'all are getting what I'm trying to say, because I'm trying to make it make sense. Please stop letting these people take your spirit. Take it back. My next tip is to choose routines that are ritual, not trendy. Don't pick the routine that makes you like how you look. Pick the routine that makes you love how you feel. If you're doing a dewy skin, soft skin routine, don't do that routine if it makes you feel like, why can't my natural skin look like this? Do the routine that makes you feel like, I love how this eats the girls up. I love how it takes me from who I was to who I want to be. Stop letting these people look at you and say, I don't like that about you, and you go and change it. No, you know me. I had the same routine for 10 years. I love how it makes me look, and I love how it makes me feel. I will never change it until I change how I want to feel. You get me? Stop letting the internet take control of who you are without even trying. Fight back. Fight back. Every season is going to be a new trend. The fall routine, the summer routine, the winter routine, and all of those routines come with the new trend, with a new product that'll make you feel like the best person ever. No. Get your routine down right now. Yes, you can have like a summer skincare routine, because in the summertime it's real hot. You don't want to be using serums and oils and stuff like that. But in the wintertime, when your skin is dry, you're going to need a little bit more moisture. That's different from, this summer I'm gonna be doing this and that, and I want the natural, no makeup, and I'm doing all of this, and the skin is getting too dark, so I wanted to show you how to make your skin brighter and lighter. No, it's summer. Your skin is gonna get darker when you go outside. Just enhance the darkness. So in the summertime, you're gonna have a darker shade of makeup. In the wintertime, you're gonna have a lighter shade of makeup. You see what I'm saying? Just swap the trends for what makes you feel most luxurious. That's all I'm saying. Number 3, you need to be the daily affirmation. I am the trend. I am the aesthetic. I am perfect. Because if you yourself do not see you as that, you will not be able to radiate that. And there's no way for you to replicate that. That is something that you have to feel naturally. And that's something you have to feel for real. That is not a feeling that you can replicate. Because I'm telling you, it is so easy to pinpoint someone's insecurities based off of what they do, what they work overtime to fix. There's something about glowing naturally that really just eats every single time. And I don't mean glowing like your skin, but glowing with your aura. Soft with your aura, classy with your aura. It's something about it that you just know that even though they may have an insecurity, you will never pinpoint it, because at the end of the day, they love who they are. They love who they are. That is the key. And you should too. How you speak to yourself, how you speak about yourself, how you project your energy, all of that stuff matters. And you can always tell when someone loves themselves. I want you guys to love yourselves. Not just because, oh, you funny to this person and you're nice to that person and you're kind with that person. No, I want you to love yourself. Love your best parts. Love your worst parts even more. That's the key. That's the math equation. That is how you solve it, and that is how you get through it, because who you are now is not who you are meant to be. It's who you're currently situated in to become whoever you're meant to be. You don't know who you're meant to be until you stop needing these videos to know who you're meant to be. So we're working through it together. We're gonna unpack it and we're gonna understand it, because who you're meant to be is bigger than anything you could have ever imagined. With that being said, I want you guys to understand that you deserve a beauty routine that enhances your natural beauty, not changes you to fit the standard of beauty in society. But I love y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Makita, MAK3DA_. Follow my business page on Instagram at luxempulse, and follow my business page on TikTok at luxempulse. And I will see y'all in the next one, which will be this week. I love y'all. Beep. And if you ain't subscribed to Key Club, if you do not have a key card, get yourself a key card and join Key Club. Beep.